Hello and welcome. This is James Blanchard Cisneros at your service. Today I'll be reading the December 15th Daily Inspirational Message, the condensed version, 2 paragraphs long. Then I'll center myself, say a little prayer, and then make a couple comments on the message. And if you find the message of use, please be so kind as to like, comment, or share, or even be so kind as to join us as a subscriber. Thank you for that. Here we go. The title: Making Fear an Ally Instead of an Adversary. Paragraph 1. Fear is not an adversary that you must defend against. To defend yourself against it is to give it a power it does not have. Fear tries to oppose love, who is God in all. But because love is all, fear must be nothing. Anything that the ego uses to separate and hurt, God uses to heal and unite. God uses our delusions to help us realize they are not real. This is why, thanks to God's grace and gift of free will, we can choose to use fear any way we would like to. When we are asleep to this understanding, we see and use fear as an adversary. When we awaken from the ego's dream, we can see fear as useful and thus as an ally. Pardon me. To those who sleep, fear in its numerous forms blocks awareness to the truth within. To those who are awakening, fear offers us lessons in regards to the delusional, dualistic nature of this world. Paragraph 2. Today, if fear comes knocking on our mind's door, let us not despair. Instead, let us learn to use fear as an ally in our awakening process. Let us use our fears not to put self or others down, but to better understand their gifts to us. It is by experiencing our fears enough times and long enough that we realize how truly unproductive they are. Once we're able to see them for what they are, they will lose their grip over us. We will simply smile at and gently dismiss their efforts to disrupt our peace of mind. When we get to the sacred place, we will be able to show others how to remove themselves from the ego's drama. When we help those who are going through what we went through heal, we will see the sacred circle. So today, let us use fear to trigger us to awaken from the ego's dream and shine our light even brighter for ourselves and for this world. All right, making fear an ally instead of an adversary. Okay, fear is a primary expression of the ego's mindset. And the ego's mindset uses fear to try to separate you from the oneness of God, from the love of God, from the peace of God, from the certainty of God. And so when we are aligned with the mind of God, we are aligned with peace and certainty. When we are aligned with the ego's mindset, that's where fear comes in, and all of fear's expressions, such as judging and condemning self or others, hatred, resentment, anxiousness, doubt, worry. And so I'm gonna make 5 points that you might find useful to release yourself from that F-U-N-K, that funk of fear within the ego's mindset that we all, being programmed by this world, get attached to every now and then. Okay, 5 points. First, we don't fight fear or the ego's delusional dreams. Because what happens when we start to fight that and try to defend that, it becomes like quicksand, and we just sink deeper and deeper into that darkness. If we try to defend our condemnations of others, our resentment, our hate, our worries and doubts, we just give them more energy and we sink deeper into them. So let us no longer do that. We've done that before. We know where that takes us. Know where we want to be. So we stop that. We don't fight it. Point number 2, we don't support it. We don't support it with our time, focus, and energy. Because we've all played that game before, right? we've also ported those delusional dreams, that ego's mindset and tools. And where does that get us? Nowhere near the state of peace. Nowhere near the being a light in this world that God created us to be. And so if it doesn't get us to our desired destination, let's not continue to travel down those dead-end roads. And so let's not support it with our time, focus, and energy. That's point number 2. Point number 3, let us start to use our understanding of who we are not to simply do the opposite of who we don't want to be. And so we start to use the ego by simply recognizing what are the ego's tools and doing the opposite. What is the ego recommending? What sense of fear is the ego asking us to be in that moment? And we simply recognize, okay, wait, anything the ego wants us to be or fear wants us to be in that moment, it's not something we want to truly be. And so simply recognize it and do the opposite. Recognize it, do the opposite, and do that over and over again. Recognize, okay, I've played in those condemnation dreams before. It gets me nowhere. Let me try something different. Let me try forgiveness, which is an expression of the love that God is. Okay, that's point number 3. Point number 4 is we start to see fear and the ego's mindset as an ally in our awakening process. Because now, now when we see the ego playing its little game and trying to control our mind by aligning our mind with its fear-based tools, we simply recognize this is not what I want. Oh, thank you, ego, for showing me that I don't really want condemnation. I don't really want doubt or anxiousness or feeling, I don't want to feel sad. I don't want to feel resentful. Thank you. I've played that game before, so now I know what I do not want. And knowing what I do not want helps me to remember what I truly want to be. I don't want to be condemnation. I want to be compassion. I don't want to judge my brothers and sisters. I want to forgive them and set myself free. I don't want to be sad or depressed. I want to bring joy into the world. And so we use the ego now as an ally. Now the ego, by showing us what we don't want, now it's our friend. Because if somebody tells you, no, you're going in the wrong direction, you have to turn over here or over there, wouldn't you be grateful to that person? And so let's just be grateful to the ego, because it's just showing us what we don't want. And point number 5 is use your knowledge, use your wisdom and life experience to teach others how to depart the darkness and align again with the light in them. And so you become that light at the end of the tunnel. When they're stuck in that condemnation, in that fear, in that resentfulness, in that anxiousness, you just provide a light. You provide a symbol of the light. You provide that a light which is maybe showing them how to trust God more when they're fearful or doubtful. And let them remember how they've overcome that before. And so if they've overcome it before, why can't they overcome it now? And so you help them see that there's a better way other than fear and doubt and worry and anxiousness. Maybe they can trust God more. There is a better way than sadness and depression. Maybe they can bring joy into the world, align with joy, try joy, and see if that aligns them with the light that they are. And every time you do that, you start to see why you went through your own challenges. You went through your own challenges so you were able to understand how to overcome them and how to, once again, align with the mind of God, with the light that you are. And so the more you align with the light that you are, the more you help others through that tunnel of darkness that the ego sold to them as their home, align with their own light. The brighter your light shines. And guess what? You feel fulfilled because you're doing what God created you to be the light of the world. And so in point number 5, we simply use our knowledge for good. We use the bad, the ego's mindset, and fear, and all of its tools for good. We use all that life experience for good. We start to see why we went through what we went through to become a brighter light in this world. And so let us do those 5 points and see how that works for us today. Anytime we're in the F-U-N-K of the ego, the funk of the ego, and its tools, let us not fight it. Let us not support it with our time, focus, and energy. Let us simply recognize it and do the opposite. And then let us in doing that, we make fear our ally instead of an adversary. And then let us use our knowledge, our wisdom, our life experience for good, to be a brighter light in this world, to show others that they don't have to get stuck in the ego's quicksand of fear and all of its delusional, despair-creating tools. Okay. Thank you very much for your time. I love you very much. If you can be so kind as to like, comment, and share, it would help with the listening process, and it might help somebody begin to release their fears, begin to see them not as terrible things, simply as useful tools to realign with the light in them. Again, if you made it this far, thank you very much. I love you very much, and God willing, we will see each other tomorrow. Peace.